Greetings and salutations, ladies and menfolk. Welcome to another episode of Game Break from Full Coverage Writers. I am Charles, coming to you today with another episode of Dysfunctional Systems. Now, last time round, we left Cyrus and Winter to figure out just what are they going to do about the president's decision to launch a nuclear missile against their neighbors. Now, Cyrus had his opinion, and Winter kind of had hers, but it was up to us to decide. So, let's dive right back in. I actually chose to rebel, because apparently you couldn't save at the choosing screen. So, surprise! I already chose for us. There isn't a question about this. I need to stop him, or I need to try. If only to keep my sanity in knowing I did my best. I need to convince Cyrus not to go through with this. I won't follow you. I can't believe this. Are you even listening to anything I'm saying? Are you listening to me? No, you're just a kid. Well, do. I have a lot of things to say to you. Alright, how about this? If you can seriously convince me that this isn't the right choice, then I'll follow you to the bitter end. Fair enough, fair enough. There won't be a bitter end. Not if I have anything to do about it. Just shut up and listen. I'm listening. Oh, hey, more choices. Inform him that this is awful. Question him regarding the frequency of his murderous behavior. Or caution him about the country's people and their potentially ill reactions. Cyrus doesn't seem like informing him that this is awful is really going to faze him. He knows this is awful. Questioning him regarding the frequency of his murderous behavior, that's going to throw him off, put him on his guard, but I don't know if that's really going to tip things in Winter's favor. Cautioning him about the country's people and their potentially ill reactions. He hasn't really delved too much into that quite yet. That might be the best way to go with this. Yeah, I think that's going to give us the best options to play around with, so... Are you certain that the people of Brighton will be okay with this? Like I said, most of the people don't even agree with Barnaby. Don't agree with what, sir? With a war. We've been over this. Oh, so you went around Brighton with a little survey, eh? Check yes if you think Barnaby is a prat? You certainly are an amazing mediator. I didn't even notice. Not only was I told that many disagreed, it follows sense that they should. After all, their president is a tool. And although they live painfully, they also live peacefully. Why would they all agree with such drastic measures? Listen, what you're proposing is a grand ruse over all of them, simply to paint Gabriel more of a villain. What if they don't follow your expectations? If they don't unite? What if you're found out? What chaos then awaits them? It will be fine. No, it won't. These people are far too tense to be just fine after their president is murdered within their own borders. You wouldn't know. Neither would you. Can you see the future? I can't, but I've seen the past. Well, I see the present. Killing the president could just as easily tear this country apart as you think it would unite it. I think that was a good start. He is at least certainly entertaining me now. I'll continue then. More choices? All of a sudden there's just choices. Choices galore. Okay. Remind him of the speech he did not listen to. Remind him of the mother country, Gabria. Or remind him of the militaristic border country, Ferdia. Did he not listen to the speech? I thought he was paying somewhat close attention to it because that was what instigated a lot of this. Remind him of the mother country. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. Didn't they create the military originally for Ferdia, though? How is Ferdia gonna take this? I mean, he's thinking about Gabria and Brighton, but what about Ferdia? Have you considered Ferdia? I have. They're no threat. Really? You don't think that with Brighton's president dead, they might look at it as a prime opportunity for invasion? No, I don't. Why is that? Well, first of all, attacking Brighton would basically be the same as attacking Gabria, since the two are so closely intertwined. I very much doubt that Gabria would sit idly by as another country attempts to seize their workhorse, even if said workhorse is an uppity one. I also don't think Ferdia would be willing to wage war against a major world power and Brighton's new army. Lastly, it's not as though Brighton will just shut down if the president is killed. This sort of government has replacements readily within reach. Doesn't Ferdia have a history of fighting against odds, though? You really think the threat of Gabria coming to Brighton's defense is enough? Maybe not alone. You just have to consider the nuclear weapon. Then you think they won't attack because of mutually assured destruction? Wrong application of the term, Winter. Brighton has nuclear weapons, but Ferdia does not. Brightons are the first on this system as far as we know. In essence, though, yes. Even though Ferdia is a powerhouse, they wouldn't want to risk a nuclear weapon launched in their direction. No matter how good my start is, if I stumble one foot in, then... No, cool it. Cool it. This isn't over yet. Oh, for... Question the confidence he has in himself. Show him your determination. Insult him. No, insulting him, there's no way that's gonna work. Question the confidence he has in himself. That could work. I don't know. Winter hasn't really shown her determination consistently. That could backfire. Now let's show determination. See, maybe Winter can pull this off. You know, I'm actually trying really hard here. I mean, I know that I'm inexperienced. I know that I'm foolish. I know that. Winter, it's not... It is the truth, sir. Please don't try and pity me again. You see, I know that I have weaknesses. I even know that I have more than just those two. I am still trying, though, despite those things. I'm being as strong as I can. I want to give it my all. I want to have your kind of confidence, but in knowing that every other suggestion would fail before I would even consider killing, and at such a large scale. I want to think of murder as an absolute last resort, rather than as an immediate solution. I might be championing an ideal, but I know that I'm not entirely wrong. I feel that this situation must have a better solution, a solution through which nobody dies. So for goodness sake, sir, don't think of me as just pathetic and stupid. Try to take me a bit more seriously. Winter, I don't think you're pathetic. Or stupid. Oh, come now. No, listen, I think you're an incredible person, Winter. Excuse me? Listen. Are you making fun of me? Incredible? Seriously? I said that wrong. It was a little weird. I'm sorry. You have a lot of strength. Not many students would be so rebellious. But Winter, it's also your detriment. You can't just go off on inner strength alone. Things are more complicated than that. These worlds are different, and it is a fact that I know more about them than you do. So, just trust me, alright? I don't think I can. How should I proceed from here? I suppose the best thing would be to back off from more personal matters. Oh, goodness, okay. Deconstruct his plan, ask if he is thinking of the worst-case scenario, or consider other options. I don't know how many other options there are. That seems like we have already been given the main ones that we're going to be able to play with. Ask if he is thinking of the worst-case scenario. Presumably he is. Can we back him down from that? And then again, he hasn't really told us his full plan. What are all the in-between bits? I mean, President goes down, okay, how does he handle everything after that? What about getting up to that? We need more info. What is his full plan? Can you tell me more about your plan? What more is there to say? I kill the president, and there are two probable outcomes. Gabriel shuts Brighton down before the nuke is launched, or the nuke is launched with the backing of the people. Is that really all there is to it? I mean, I admit that maybe it could work, but it's just so narrow-minded. Aren't there less bloody ways to bring about order here? Furthermore, these are only possibilities, so it's possible they might not work out. Sure, but it's quick, it's easy, and it leaves a lot of time for additional measures. Quick and easy, huh? I can't believe what I'm hearing. People's lives are at stake, and you're treating it as if it were a game. If you hit enough pressure points in a system, things eventually work out. Even if they don't, avenues for resolution are often made apparent by it. Oh gracious, did you honestly just tell me that you go into systems and smash things until they work out? You're the type who thwacks a computer thinking it will fix the bugs? No, obviously things aren't that simple. Ah, but you seem to be all about simple. Alright, listen here, runt. You've only been to one other world before. One. You didn't even mediate it, and it didn't even have a real problem. Poisoned water? Helped the simpletons invent a damned filter? Cockrell. How did it even get to that point? It was never an issue. Oh, but here you are, with this sole sliver of experience, and this odious, sanctimonious air, and you suddenly think you have all the answers? You? Do you not know how long I've been doing this? Do you not know how many worlds I've brought to order? Countless. Appreciate my efforts, scorn them, do what you will, but it doesn't change the fact they work more often than not. And hey, you know what? You're right. I don't care for these people anymore. I don't care about knocking one or two of them off their world, and I don't care if 1 million or more die. It doesn't bother me at all. All these problems are their own damn fault. They can't get their shit together, and we have to come in and do it for them. What nonsense. Do these... I struggle to even call them people. Do they deserve the same respect as those from our world? These murderers, these thieves, these swindlers, these racist and bigots and hateful wastes of life. Even now they're threatening to murder at least a city of their own. This isn't your utopia, Winter. This world doesn't work like the one you're used to. Those worlds Oh, they can be brutal. Winter, if you can't even handle this alone, then pack your bags when we return, because this isn't the job for you. I'm with Winter on this, and I don't know what to say. Sorry, that was too much. Listen, this is just the way things are. I shake my head. This is the way you are, sir. Just whatever, Mr. Addington. Oh, so he does have a last name. I suppose I should just move on then. Let's see, I have to remember that my questions themselves can speak for or against my position. Well, keeping that in mind... Winter, wait. What, sir? Don't ask me any more questions. God damn it. Well, I suppose you really did break the mood. I would prefer to ask you something myself, and then we will end it. That's so. He nods. Fine. I'm not exactly right and ready to ask anything else, I'll admit. Right then, here it goes. Why are you doing this? Huh? Just that? Again, he nods. Well? Oh. Is Winter doing it for a moral cause? For a just cause? Or no answer? No, we gotta answer. For morality or justness? I don't know, the way Winter's been going down this whole path, it really does boil down to her morals. It's not just because it's just to fight for saving people's lives. No, it is pure morality. Yeah, it's gotta be morals. Everything about this screams of evil. Evil, huh? Is that all? What do you mean? Your reason to argue is simply because you think it isn't right? Yes. Is it so terrible that I still have a feeling heart? On this job, it could be. For what? For what good reason would I have to forget what's right and wrong in life? To lose track of such a basic sense would be despicable. I am not going to relinquish my soul for a job any time soon, sir. I see. He says it with a hint of finality, which I take. What's this? Is he sighing? Why is he doing that? Might he have... Oh my goodness, I've done it, haven't I? Is this for real? Winter. Fine. Really? Oh, hey, achievement. Clever girl. Oh, snap, I actually changed his mind? That's awesome. Yeah. You aren't... Really? This is still reality, yes? An anomaly didn't just occur, right? Don't be so surprised. I believe in you. I think that, if anything, you have the proper conviction to maybe have a shot at succeeding here. I can't say you're wrong, Harrison. You've made your point rather clear, if you ask me. Oh, okay. Are you ready then? We wasted quite a bit of time with that debate.
I am.
All right, consider the mediation underway.
I nod with strength and certain gravitas. I am not overjoyed by any means at my success. However, I feel a kind of relief in knowing no one will be murdered here. If anything, I am most certainly confident. I managed to get Cyrus, as stubborn as an ox, to listen to me. If I can do that, what do I have to worry about? So, where is the president?
Good question. We'll need to find out. We don't have the location of the presidential offices logged, so perhaps we'll head to a library. At the least, it should offer easy internet access.
I giggle at this irony, but Cyrus is thoroughly unamused. Do we know where there's a library?
In a minute.
He looks away from me, and I follow his cue. As it turns out, many people have started filling the streets, pale-faced and shaken. I should say the few people who I've seen during my time here have all had familiar looks of wariness on their faces, but they've always, nonetheless, greeted me with a smile. These people do not have the strength to even do so much. I imagine that the speech must be over now, and what was said quite disturbing. Cyrus breaks away and strolls over to an older person, his expression stern. After a half-minute of serious-looking chatter, he returns, walking straight past me upon reaching me.
Come on, let's go.
We haven't been here very long, but I've already relaxed. Cyrus hasn't, though. He's hunched over a keyboard and monitor. In a situation less strict with time, I think I'd like to try reading some of these books. Their stories must be very odd. Fiction is written from reality, right? Then by that notion I may only assume that here they have books about economy and wartime shenanigans. While an unpleasant thought to ponder, I have to admit that I'm curious.
All right.
All right?
I got the coordinates for his office. Found the presidential building's floor plan pretty easily. Looks like he really is a figurehead. Practically a tourist attraction. Or he would be. I should mention that I actually found that information on a site for tourism. In a less desperate situation, that would have made me laugh. Well, no matter. This is it. Are you prepared? The location data has been sent to your ICD. We'll be off when you're ready.
I told you I was before.
You're still?
Of course. My blood is burning fast and everything. What a ridiculous question. After that gauntlet earlier, what isn't there that I can't weather?
All right, but if you get worried at all about the dangers, remember that I'm here. I'll make sure you're safe.
In a show of what I think is supposed to be reassurance, Cyrus displays a weapon for me from his inventory. A gun, I think.
Why does he have that in his inventory?
I do not take it very well. An understatement, if I've ever thought one. I almost have a breakdown at the sight of it. Image and reality are very much separate things, and I was beginning to think these guns didn't exist. I was hoping they didn't exist. In its presence, I feel myself shrinking, and I can only hope I will pump back up in the next minute or two. I can't be cowering at the climax, can I? I shake my head quickly.
We'll shift in 5.
Awesome. That's awesome. I start breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth, slowly, trying to quell my heartbeat. Within 5, it is mostly successful. Surprising. With today's record, one would imagine I'd be having a fit right about now.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't say a word.
And we're in a new location, presumably the presidential office of some sort. We are going to cut things off there for this week's episode. Tune in next week to see just how they fare against the president and hopefully talking him down with as little murder as possible. Thanks again for joining me in this week's episode of Dysfunctional Systems. Come back next week and we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, get back to being creative already. Cyrus not to go through with this. I won't follow you. I can't believe this. Are you even listening to anything I'm saying? Are you listening to me? No, you're just a kid. Well, do. I have a lot of things to say to you. Alright, how about this? If you can seriously convince me that this isn't the right choice, then I'll follow you to the bitter end. Fair enough, fair enough. There won't be a bitter end. Not if I have anything to do about it. Just shut up and listen. I'm listening. Oh, hey, more choices. Inform him that this is awful. Question him regarding the frequency of his murderous behavior, or caution him about the country's people and their potentially ill reactions. And Winter kind of had hers, but it was up to us to decide. So let's dive right back in. I actually chose to rebel, because apparently you couldn't save at the choosing screen. So, surprise! I already chose for us. There isn't a question about this. I need to stop him, or I need to try. If only to keep my sanity in knowing I did my best. I need to convince Greetings and salutations, ladies and menfolk. Welcome to another episode of Game Break from Full Coverage Writers. I am Charles, coming to you today with another episode of Dysfunctional Systems. Now, last time round, we left Cyrus and Winter to figure out just what are they going to do about the president's decision to launch a nuclear missile against their neighbors. Now, Cyrus had his opinion. Cyrus doesn't seem like informing him that this is awful is really going to faze him. He knows this is awful. Questioning him regarding the frequency of his murderous behavior, that's going to throw him off, put him on his guard, but I don't know if that's really going to tip things in Winter's favor. Cautioning him about the country's people and their potentially ill reactions. He hasn't really delved too much into that quite yet. That might be the best way to go with this. Yeah, I think that's going to give us the best options to play.